Do you buy plant care products or make your own? I've got a slightly different unboxing video this week in that I've got a box of plant care items. This is a bit of a mystery box to me as it's been sent to me by PlantsmithUK for review. So I know it's got plant care items in it, I just don't know exactly what's in there, so I'm excited to open it up, see what's in there, find out how they might benefit my plants and give an honest review of what's in the box. I did notice that the box has been bashed around a little bit in transit, if you can see there, it has got a little bit squashed, so I'm hoping that everything inside is okay, but let's open it up and see. So first impressions, the box was absolutely full of plant care products, so I am really interested to see what the different types of product there are and how they're going to help my plants. Really well packaged as well, with the bubble wrap just to keep these safe, as they do come in these really nice amber glass bottles. So as I mentioned, the box was packed full of items, and I've actually got 6 plant care products here to try, which is more than I was expecting, and I've made this little makeshift shelf so that you can see all of them together and see what they look like. First impressions, I don't know if you'd agree, they look really high-end. They feel high-end too, so the nice colours, almost sort of natural tones, so they'll fit really well with your plant collection if they're on the shelf, for example, next to them. But they also come in these glass amber bottles, so reducing the use of plastic, and also these amber glass bottles should hopefully help keep the ingredients fresher for longer by keeping the light out. So whether you put them away or keep them with your plant collection, they would look really great. I would probably just leave them out because if they're getting used regularly, plus I'm quite a messy person, so they'll probably just get left on the shelf anyway, but hopefully they will look like they're meant to be there because they do look great next to the plants. So I'll run through the products one by one just to see exactly what's there and how we use them. So I've tried to line these up in a little bit of an order so they flow. So the first product is a fortifying houseplant tonic. So you can see there, and this is a complete blend of essential nutrients inspired by professional formulations to feed houseplants and promise stronger leaves and long-lasting flowers. And it's used to strengthen your houseplants every other time you water during the growing season. So that's going to be really useful, so I guess it's a bit of a plant feed. I'm going to use some of this now. We are coming towards the end of the growing season, so I'll probably use this a couple of times with the next couple of waterings to see how it boosts the plants before they start to slow down for the winter period. And the next product is an invigorating cacti and succulent feed. So if I bring that to the camera again, just so you can see that lovely label there with that botanical art on the top. So very similar to the other one, but this one's been specifically designed for cacti and succulents, whereas this one looks like it's for houseplants in general. So it's good that there's that differentiation, as different types of plants maybe need different types of nutrient balances. And the third product that I've got is a perfecting houseplant care mist. So I imagine this is used just to keep leaves looking their best. This says it is a ready-to-use rejuvenating blend of essential nutrients and botanical extracts crafted by experts to promote the healthy growth of houseplants. I'm really looking forward to giving this a go actually, because that is one thing that I perhaps forget to do or don't do as often, and I do sometimes find that I get crispy leaves, or maybe the leaves could do with a little bit of attention, so hopefully this will help with that. I do think with this size bottle though, with misting the plants that regularly, this will run out very quickly, so I would be intrigued to see how long this lasts, but I'm excited to give it a try. And the fourth one I think is another mist. It looks like it's in a spray bottle. Oh, so this is a protecting bug control spray, so I definitely need this. I don't know if any of you have had the same problem this summer, but it feels like my houseplant collection has been completely overrun by different types of pests. And I've done a previous pest control video, which I'll link at the end actually, that you can then check out, because I do usually have a mixture that I would use to control pests, which has hydrogen peroxide and essential oils and so on, that I make myself, and that is usually effective. However, this year it feels like pests have just gone out of control. Thrips, aphids, mealybugs, which I've only just recently noticed, but the thrips have been the worst. As soon as you get rid of them, they come back quite quickly. So it has been a constant battle this summer, and I've still got some that I need to do. I need to deal with them quite quickly before they get out of control again. So I'm going to use this almost immediately after this video and get those bugs under control, so I'll be able to actively see if this works or not with controlling the pests. So this says it is a ready-to-use natural formulation to protect houseplants from unwanted pests and mildew disease with added strengthening nutrients. So that's good. So it's not just a pest spray, but it's also to prevent mildew disease. So this looks like you can get more guidance online on their website about how to use the products, but also how to look after your plants, which is great that there's that extra sort of care element there. This looks almost, or sounds a little bit like a medicine, which I guess it is, to tackle pests and keep your plants looking your best. And then the fifth product that I've got is an invigorating orchid care mist. So just like the one that I had for the cacti and succulents, this looks like it's specially designed for orchids. I know orchids can be a little bit more specialist than normal houseplants or require different care and attention. So this is an easy to use revitalising mist combining 12 essential nutrients to boost orchid growth and enhance flowering. So that's really useful if it can help enhance the flowering. So I know we buy orchids, usually in shops you get them in flower, and they do last for a long time when they are flowering, but sometimes it can be quite challenging to get them to flower again. So hopefully this would help with keeping the flowers for longer or helping them to flower again in the future. And then the final product, it is again for orchids, but this is a nurturing orchid tonic and feed, or feed and tonic. So this one, just like the first one we had, which was a houseplant tonic, and the cacti and succulent one again, this one is specifically designed for orchids. A complete blend of orchid boosting nutrients inspired by professional formulations for healthy, beautiful orchids with more flowers. So just like I said with the mist, it can be challenging to get flowers back on your orchid, so hopefully this will help improve your chances. So again, regular plant feed just like these two, but nicely broken down so that you can ensure that regardless of what plants you've got, if you've got a good mix of plants including succulents, orchids and standard foliage type houseplants, you've got the different things there that are tailored to each of them. Now, one thing that this product mentioned on the back sparked a thought. So this says it's created by experts to promote the healthy growth of houseplants. So I am actually quite dubious of some houseplant care products that are on the market. You'll definitely get an honest review from me about these products for that very reason. I think with the houseplant market booming, many companies will be trying to get in on the action and get a slice of the market, and maybe driven by commercial reasons. So obviously this business needs to make money too, but these products have been developed by the founders, Nick and Richard Jackson, and supported by Debbie Holland, a experienced horticultural expert, that's quite a mouthful, experienced horticultural expert with over 40 years of experience that have gone into these products. So I'm quite reassured by that these products are developed for the right reasons, specifically designed to look after houseplants. And also from the environmental perspective, as I did mention, these are in amber glass bottles. You can buy larger refill bottles made from plant-based materials to refill these as and when needed. The contents to all of the formulas are vegan and cruelty-free. So this is a brand, just from the description that I can see, has been made for the right reasons with quality and care for the environment in mind. So I'm going to try out the mist and the feed on the ficus that I mentioned earlier, dusty ficus, that needs to have its leaves cleaned first. And I've also got this Aglaonema crete, which I'll give it a go on as well, just to see how it affects the different types of leaves, because obviously these are really hard and waxy, and these are a little bit more sort of thinner, more delicate. And then I've got an orchid, which I'll also try the orchid mist and feed on in just a moment. So first I'm going to clean the leaves, just give them a wipe with a damp cloth. I've got this organic cotton cloth here, which I'm going to use, but I think any sort of microfiber or natural cloth will do, as long as it's soft and doesn't damage the leaves. So with the mist that we're going to use, I obviously don't need to wipe the leaves afterwards, but I will just get rid of some of this dust first. So there's the freshly dusted ficus, and I'm going to give the Perfecting Houseplant Care Mist a try. So it says to shake and thoroughly mist the leaves of your plants. So it feels, or it sounds like it's quite a thin mixture, which is good, as we don't want it sitting on the leaves or blocking any important parts of the leaves. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll see that I've got one about neem oil, which covers exactly that, and how thick neem oil can be with potentially causing issues with your leaves, not just being a beneficial substance for your leaves, which it can be, but if it's used incorrectly, it can cause issues too. So this feels nice and light, so I guess I'm just going to spray it on the plant. I'm not sure if that's enough or if that's too little. I can't quite work out what the smell is, but it smells quite sweet, a little bit floral. So at least if you do use this in your collection around your home, it'll also make your house smell nice at the same time, nice and clean, as well as having happy and healthy plants. So this is the ficus. What was previously a very dusty ficus has now been misted and hopefully be a bit happier for it. And I'm also going to use some of the feed in just a second. So I've got this wonderful Monstera deliciosa here, and this is one of the plants that I've noticed has had an issue with pests. So this has got some thrips on it, thankfully not that many at the moment, but they do multiply fast, so I'm going to need to tackle them, and I'm going to use the bug spray that has come with the Plantsmith range. So if I just move that a little bit closer even, there is a thrip just here, marching along on the leaf. So we're going to tackle that and tackle any others that might be on this plant. I've got the bug spray here, and it says to use regularly as a prevention or to actually use it on active pests on the plant. So let's give that a go and also see how this smells. Does it smell as nice as the other one? So I think that's shook enough. So get that, there we go, on the leaf. And that's quite neutral, that one, compared to the general mist that you might use. But I'm going to give that a proper good spray on the tops and the undersides of the leaves, especially the undersides, because that's where thrips and other pests like to try and hide and get away from things like these pest controls. If you do have pests, I do think, again, might be something that would run out quite quickly if you do have a lot of houseplants as well. So I actually counted the other day and I've got over 150 plants. So this will hopefully tackle the pests that I've got, but I think I would need a lot more to keep the pests at bay on my collection. Let's keep an eye on how it controls the pests. I've just noticed some more thrips on this big leaf up here as well. So hopefully I'll give this another try. It says every 3 days, so I'll give this another try in 3 days and another 3 days after that. And I will hopefully provide an update video on how the thrips are doing, hopefully not very well, on this plant in the future. So keeping with the standard houseplants, I've got the Fortifying Houseplant Tonic that I'm going to give a go. So I've got a litre of water, or ever so slightly just under so I don't spill it, but a litre of water just there. And this one says to use 2 full pipettes of the solution in a litre of water. So that's the mixture. So technically I used 4 bits, but it was 4 halves of the pipette. So 2 pipettes in a litre of water. Let's get our Aglaonema back. And I do find that when I use other ones, like I'd usually use something like Miracle Grow, I think they do an organic one. That does require shaking or mixing to get it to disperse through the water. So that's that one watered. And also the ficus as well. Give that one a water. And another plant that I'll try the tonic with is this wonderful big Philodendron Prince of Orange. It's got a new leaf on the way here. What looks like it's going to be a very big new leaf on the way. So I want to make sure that it's getting all of the nutrients that it needs so that that comes out healthily. I do find with philodendron sometimes the leaves can be a little bit tricky when they're trying to come out and sometimes get stuck, and then you're in that position of trying to think, do you need to give it a hand or just let nature take its course and let it come out of its own accord? So I'm going to leave that where it is for now, and hopefully with the extra nutrients we'll see how that does. And I'll also get the Monstera as well, so then I can bring them back in a future video and we can see how well the plants are doing after using this feed or tonic for a few times. So the next one is the cacti and succulent feed. So I'll use this on the Echeveria that I've got here. This is very much the same instructions as the other one. So I've actually got a little bit less in the jug this time, but I'm going to scale it down. So it was 2 full pipettes to 1 litre of water. So if this does the same with the pipettes and fills about half, that should be the right amount for 250 ml of water, as that was effectively a quarter of 2 full pipettes. That again looks like it's mixed with the water really well, although that one doesn't have the same colour as the previous one did. This one's very clear, although it's slightly misty in the water now. So I'm going to water the echeveria, just with a little bit of that, and then I've got enough left for the other ones around the home, so I'll get those with this next. So I've got this wonderful orchid. It won't quite fit in the shot once it's on the desk, so it's got these lovely white flowers, more coming up on the way, and very lush green leaves. And if I put it on the desk just in front of me, you'll see it's just a little bit too big to be in shot. And you can see how big it is against me as well, quite a tall plant. So I'm going to use the mist first, just like I did with the other ones. So we've got the orchid mist. And let's see if this smells as nice as the general houseplant mist. And this one says to avoid the flowers, so I'm going to do exactly that and just focus on the leaves. Get the undersides as well. And just see what that smells like. That smells very similar to the first one. Maybe a little bit more floral, I think. But either way, it does smell very nice. So again, if you have orchids in your houseplant collection and using the orchid mist, then again, it'll smell really nice in your home. So this one was slightly different in terms of the quantity to use. It was 2 full pipettes to 2 litres of water. So as I've scaled down again to 250 ml of water, I just need a small amount in the pipette, maybe a quarter to get the right amount, and then we can put that in the water. So this one again is a darker coloured feed like the other one, so we can see how well it disperses in the water and give the orchid a feed. Make sure that's watered well because it was quite dry to begin with. So hopefully that'll help keeping those leaves looking green and lush, and with the development of the flowers going forwards. Again, we'll bring this back in a future video just to see how they're getting on. So overall, I'm really pleased with the range of plant care products that Plantsmith have sent me to try. I have only tried them this once on the plants that you've seen today, so I'll keep giving them a go over the next few weeks and maybe bring these back for a future video just to see how they've got on, and hopefully we'll see improvements in the plants. I am particularly impressed by the environmental focus with the amber bottles, as I said, for eco refills, and that the products are vegan and cruelty free too. So I'll happily keep using these, and I would at this stage recommend them for use too. If you've used Plantsmith before or any other plant care products, then drop them in the comments below and share them with others, what you've found beneficial. If you would like to see more plant related content, then please consider hitting the subscribe button, as we'll have new videos every week. As always, thank you for watching. Grow your wellbeing.